America is too expensive, and Americans are waking up to it, and they are not happy about it. They're wondering why prices are going up, why they can't afford groceries. I put this video together so you can hear it from Americans themselves.
Yo, do y'all really think it's normal to be paying $2,500 a month plus for rent? Is that normal? Do you think it's normal to pay three, four, $500 on a car note? $100 on your phone bill, $150 on electricity? Like, that's not normal, yo. Do you know what you could do with that type of money in different places? The reason these prices are so high is because they know they can take advantage of us. It's that simple. And they know we're going to keep paying. I feel like we don't have the discipline to force these people's hand. Like, these prices are out of control. Like, it shouldn't be this expensive for literally basic necessities. Just because we are the richest country in the world and have the highest GDP doesn't mean we should be taken advantage of and squeezed for like every dime we got. That makes no sense to me. Things should cost what they cost. And a lot of that is, the market, and, we determine the market. So I believe we got to do better, man. It's only going to get worse, the more we put up with and accept, them hiking up these prices, because these companies just want to make money. Like, that's all they in it for, so they'd be like, oh, all right, something costs $50 and they, take it up to 60 and we still buying. They're like, all right, bet. Let's take it up to 70. They'll take it up until we do something about it. And that's their strategy.
America has been on a downfall, going downhill for a very long time. And people are starting to wake up, and they're getting fed up because it's hurting their pockets right now. And they're looking for solutions. They're complaining all over the internet. They're looking for a better way of life because right now they're sensing the American dream is actually dead.
It's just straight up too expensive to live in the United States of America, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Hi, I'm Zach. I've kept a budget down to the penny for the past 5 years. And this is what I've spent this month on some of the things that you need to just exist. Let's start with energy. I want you to let me know how much you pay a month for your electric bill. All right, ready? Drum roll, please. This month I spent $242. It's summertime in Florida. It's hot. It's expensive. The AC's running. I keep my house at 78 degrees during the day. I turn off all the lights when I'm not using them. I have LED lights. All of the stuff you're supposed to do. I'm closing my blinds during the day. Everything possibly you could do right. And I just had my highest bill of all time. Checking out my electric bill from September 2020, I paid $139.47. Huh. Okay, so that's almost doubled. All right, how about utilities? I want you to let me know how much you pay for utilities a month, your water bill, your garbage. All right, drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. I paid $219.77. Just as a frame of reference, in September of 2020, my water bill was $128.09. So that's doubled in 5 years. That's cool. Internet. Everybody loves internet. I needed to post on TikTok. This past month, I spent $84.99. What did you spend this month on the internet? I can tell you what I paid in September 2020, 5 years ago. I paid $54.68. That's cool. It's gone up 60%-ish in 5 years. That's fine.
Me, myself, I felt this change 4 years ago when I first decided to leave the United States and go to the Dominican Republic. Why? Because of the cost of living. But over that 4 year period, it has just gotten worse and worse and worse. People are not even able to afford groceries. Listen to what this guy has to say here.
The price for 1 pound of ground beef is now more than the federal minimum wage, guys. How crazy is this? And how far are they going to let these grocery prices get before they realize that regular people can just not afford this crap? Right now, let's do a comparison. Let's use a couple big chains at where I live. I'm on the West Coast. So we've got Albertsons, we've got Vons, we've got Stater Brothers, which I think is kind of like a West Coast thing. All of those are about twice the price of an Aldi, a Walmart, a Winco, a Safeco, or a Heb, or a Food for Less if you have that. So I will tell you that of all the places that I'm shopping right now, Aldi happens to be my favorite. And no, they don't have everything. And Aldi is like the great value brand at Walmart. That's all they have in the whole store is the Aldi brand. So there's not as much selection, but I like a lot of the stuff that they have there. So I did a price comparison out here. Stater Brothers, which is down the street from me, has amazing butcher department. The meat department is great. So I went and bought my weekly groceries there, $240. Next week, compared it, same level of groceries, 117 bucks at Aldi. So it's completely insane. I think these big chains like Albertsons, Vons, Staters are going to have major financial problems in the future because you can't keep charging people double for what they can literally get across the street and have people keep paying it. Yes, in wealthy neighborhoods, people are going to pay that. Yeah, you're still going to have them do fine in those areas. But for the majority of Americans, if they have any kind of a choice where they can drive up to a half an hour, they're not buying these crazy expensive grocery store brands anymore. Let me know, like, where are you going that's like really affordable groceries that you actually find like it's clean enough and decent enough that you can go there on a regular basis and you actually like it, because I don't know how these chains think they're going to survive, but they've gone nuts.
They tell us to stop eating out and rent's $2,000 a month. Oh, save for retirement, and yet you can barely save for next week. Go buy a house. Yep, every house is $500,000, brother. I'm not asking for a handout, man. We're asking for a freaking fair shot at life. Our parents did not work harder than we work right now. They were simply just given a better chance. Their wages covered their lives, their bills, their hobbies, their passions. Our wages barely cover our freaking bills for the month, dude. No amount of budgeting can ever fix a system designed to keep us down.
I'm tired of working, man. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of going to these jobs. It's not even about my particular job. It's not about any job I've had. I'm just tired of the whole job system. I'm tired of this understanding or this belief that we have to go to work 5 to 6 to 7 days a week to barely afford to eat. I mean, who made these rules? Why do we do these things? Who made it to where someone told us, yeah, 40 hours a week or more, you're going to make this amount and you're going to work this difficult till you're about, 65, and then you're going to retire and maybe barely have a fucking enough to actually survive. And then guess what? In about 2 or 3 years, you're going to die, or you're going to die before you even fucking hit 65. I digress. I don't know about you all, but I'm tired. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little emotional. Sometimes you got to make yourself laugh in the pain. I'm tired, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm tired, man. And at this point, it's just like, dog, it's not even about looking for another job. I'm tired of looking for jobs. I don't even want to put in a job application. I'm tired of Indeed. I'm tired of ZipRecruiter. I'm tired of people scamming you. Oh, we got this job for you, but it's really not a job. It's some job in Malaysia or Asia or somewhere overseas. You don't even speak the language. Man, I'm tired, man.
People now are starting to realize that America really isn't the best country in the world like they taught us in the schools. People are seeing that other parts of the world, the quality of life is way better.
I left the US 8 months ago, and something that shocked me is that nobody likes America except for Americans. And even a lot of Americans don't like America. When I learned that people have no interest in visiting the US, I was shocked because I thought, isn't the US one of the best countries in the world? But I think that's what they teach us in the US. People think Americans are loud, disrespectful, unruly, obnoxious, pretentious. One of my European friends said, I typically refuse to hang out with Americans, but you're all right. When Americans come to Japan, they're usually shocked that Japanese people don't speak a lot of English at all. And they'll say, why don't they speak English? But you're coming to someone else's country where they speak their language. Why don't you learn their language if you want to visit their country? For some reason, we also have to measure everything differently. Feet, inches, miles, pounds, Fahrenheit. When everyone else in the world uses meters, kilos.
The cost of living in America is just a scam. And I think more and more of us are seeing that, especially on an app like this where we can see what people are paying for life outside of these borders. I think the craziest thing about these videos I make talking about grocery prices and cost of living in general in the United States is the comments I get from people who live outside of this country. People from Germany, Denmark, Sweden, you name it. Especially countries that you would typically associate with higher costs. They're letting me know that they're paying way less for so many things. The other day when I made that video about grocery prices and I had 2 bags, it was 11 items, it was like $40, I was getting comments from all over the world. And let me tell you, I didn't get a single comment from anywhere saying that they would pay more. Sometimes in European countries, these prices would be less than a quarter of what we're paying here. So my question is, what's going to happen? We are obviously going through a cost of living disaster here in the United States. Not the only place that's expensive. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we are paying an amount of money that is not sustainable. There is more homelessness than ever. There is less financial stability than ever. There's more bankruptcies than ever. Where does this go? How does this end? Because it's not going anywhere good. In that video I mentioned, I found out they aired it on CNN, which is kind of hilarious. I had no idea until someone commented and let me know, hey, you're on my television right now. So I guess what I have to say is resonating with enough people. I also just hit 40,000 followers, so thank you. If you follow me, thank you so much. I'm glad what I say is striking a chord with you, and hopefully we can all find a way to make it through this crazy cost of living recession, whatever you want to call it. We can make it through it together. How do you think this is going to end? Because I don't know a way out of this personally, other than
as I'm growing older, I'm just seeing like all these jobs I work at like don't really mean much. Like it just helps pay my bills and helps me like stay afloat and pays for the roof on my head. But it's like, what else does it give? And I think that's what a lot of people are realizing is like you get like 25 or 30 bucks an hour, if not more, maybe even 100 grand. But it's like, shit, what can I get with it when everything is so expensive these days? Houses are 500 grand and they're shitty. In some areas, maybe 300 grand, and depending on the area. But it's like, is it really worth it for some house? You're paying so much for just like to live or like own something, and like all these taxes and insurance and bills. It's just like, holy shit, what am I even working for? And that's why I'm just seeing like a lot of homeless people like that just give up. Like, it's crazy.
Y'all know what kills me? I cannot leave the house without spending $300. If I get in my car and go somewhere, whether it's groceries, running errands, eating, picking up stuff for the kids, like, I just went to Walmart. No joke, y'all. I got 6 bags. 6 bags. $297. No wonder people is trying to make a living off TikTok, because you can't afford to go nowhere. You cannot afford to leave the house anymore. You leave the house, get ready to swipe. I mean, this is so ghetto.
This next lady, American lady, is going through a fit because she cannot survive on the amount that she's getting paid. People right now are getting to the point where they are starting to crash out. It's ridiculous what America's turned into.
Do y'all know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid every 2 weeks or every month? Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but that I literally feel like drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody and I can't live life after I pay bills. Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib. You can have it. Listen, I'm going to be homeless on the streets before I dare. Because, see, the way I'm set up, my Father which art in heaven would never have that be my portion. That's not my portion. There's no way that paying bills and not having any money left over to really exist, that's not my portion. That's not my portion. And I feel like if that doesn't motivate you and inspire you to get out here and go make some money, make more money. See, the problem with us nowadays is not that we don't know how to make money. It's just that we need to make more money. Find ways to make more money. Stop making excuses. You need to be trying to be the president of the United States before you stop trying to find a new job. Listen, if you got to switch jobs every single 2 weeks, then that's what you got to do. May the best salary win.
I don't know who's out here living the American dream, but I can tell you one person who isn't, and that's me. I have 4 kids, and I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm still struggling. My full-time job, I'm a 911 dispatcher. My other 2 jobs, a waitress. The American dream should not be this hard. I should not have to be working my life away, being away from my kids. You know, sometimes I have to pick. Am I going to pay my electric bill or am I going to buy groceries? Because my kids need to eat. This is not the American dream. I'm so tired of struggling. You know, so many people are going to work, working multiple jobs just to pay for a house to sleep in, just to put their head down at night. This is This is not the American dream, not my American dream. That's why I started posting here on TikTok. So hopefully I can slow down some so I can spend time with my kids. Life shouldn't be this hard. I know one person that's making 6 figures and they're still struggling. Why's it gotta be so hard? Anyways, if you want to help this mama out from struggling, you know what to do. I'm headed into work to work at Buffalo Wild Wings today. I have to work a double. Say a prayer, I make some money.
Even in the world of healthcare, imagine healthcare, something that they charge you so much for in the States. If you go to another country, you can get it as low as $3. Check this guy out here.
So I've had this little zit here for a couple of months. I go to my doctor, my dermatologist, just in case, God forbid it's cancer or something. And the dermatologist says, no, it's an adult zit. Here's some medication. He goes, but unfortunately, the medication that'll clear that up in a week. Your health provider, Blue Cross Horizon, doesn't accept. So you have to get a cheaper one. This one will take 4 or 5 months. If it doesn't work, come back. Then we can apply for the better one. I'm like, why? He goes, because of the price. So I'm in Thailand, and guess what? They sell it at the pharmacy. I went to the pharmacy. I said, I got this zit thing here. It won't go away. They said, oh, you go to dermatologist. I said, I did. And then they gave me the medicine. Same medicine. Overnight, so far, it's down about half. And guess what the cost was? $3 US. For the same medicine that Blue Cross won't cover me in America because it's too expensive.
The United States has hit a point of no return. People can't make ends meet. They can't pay rent. They can't get groceries. They don't have good health care. Their quality of life is down. They don't have a social life. They can't go have fun without putting themselves in debt and hurting themselves from paying off their everyday expenses. This is America failing.